If you remember, I told you that after today's class, you might be overwhelmed. Okay? We're using various expedient means to trigger experiences that you feel, that you go through, that are efficient. Okay? They tap in, they come in, so that you can become conscious of pure states of being, pure thought. Now, if you have a reaction towards something, for example, Suki Devi shared, I really did not like the fish thing, the idea. And I said, well, it has nothing to do with your culinary tastes, okay? It has to do with your reaction to being physically embodied, okay? If you have a reaction like her fear of the bull, of her uncertainty, okay? That's the same thing. If you have a reaction, an emotion, a trigger in the ego, you have to go through it. You have to understand it. What makes me unsettled in something that is pure and originally intended? Okay, the original will of Supreme Consciousness brought us to the point of physical matter. If it had brought us only to the point of unmanifested energy masses, well, we'd like to stay in the conceptual world and we'd react thinking of the unmanifested masses. I mean, it's the next step, So now, sometimes we react of having a body. Because the body has been a source of suffering, for a while. And when you consider your body as a source of suffering, you might react to N, the manifested, the tangible of nature. I'm trying to find English words that stimulate the feeling. What? Please.
That was cute. I was laughing. It was cute.
Nature. Natural. Nutrition. Oh, it's not nay. It's new. So it's an experience that you have with matter. Nutrition. Remember the water? Go back to the water. And this water is M. And you're just water, flowing water. And it is everywhere. In everything. And what is everywhere, everything? O. So everywhere, everything, energy. Om. Om. This immense energy everywhere and everything. This is why we say Om invokes the energy of the entire universe. And it's one of the most important Bija mantras. It's heart, everything, energy. Om. Okay, you got that? This is where Om comes from. There was a time people were asking me, please explain to me this or that. Please explain Om. And I explain the same thing. Well, it's the energy everywhere of the universe. It's like unmanifested God substance that everything is made of. And it was intellectual. And they were repeating it like if they had read it from a book. They said, okay, what am I going to do to produce the experience that will get them to feel it and become conscious through experience? This is how I built this class. When I speak of states of being and natural forces, we use these dialectical principles that we have worded, and we invoke the experiences that they bring, and then stuff starts to make sense in the mantras and the words we use and our soul names, and then you will each analyze your own soul name or your own experience with all that. You'll understand why Durga is different than Shakti, while it's still the Divine Mother, you know?
Well, I'm going to receive the Urga part, so I'm waiting for
The Urga, the experience, okay, but
Yeah.
D is something else. Okay, you like that? It's good? Good. We relax. We got states of being. We'll practice. Okay? We'll practice later on. So now if someone asks you the difference between Om and Aum, Om is everything. Aum is the presence of experience. Aum. So O is everything, Aum is its experience, and it's felt. Makes sense? So those people say, well, Om and Aum is just like, Om is the Texan way of saying Aum. That's not accurate. Oh my God. Okay, who has the pain in the neck? Okay, 3, 4 of you? Okay. I'm trying to take it off as much as I can, but I have got my own Retsu part, my own Jade Gate being triggered right now. Okay. So if you have pain, well, go through it. Because it's just stuck here, and I'm trying to just get it to pass on through the crown. So it tells me that you have to learn a bit about perception. Okay. Learning this, you will at one point feel a deception. Some of you, and you'll have both feelings. You'll have the feeling of, wow, it's so great now to understand this with clarity. And you'll also have the feeling, I'm so deceived and disappointed to have not felt that before, to have been away of truth as it is felt. Go feel it. Whatever part of you that is sad of being away for so long, go in there. Breathe in the abdomen. Feel the emotion. Don't push it. Just go in it. It can be soft, it can be hard. Don't make a show. We're not victims. We're just feeling. Okay? If you are disappointed at all the misperception you had in your life, now that's the time to go feel. Ah, thank you. That feels so good. People taking on their own pain. It's cool. Everyone, right hand, palm on the occipital point, rub up, down gently. No pressure, just up, down, up, down. Feel the chi and the energy going through the Jade Gate. The 8th chakra, the occipital point. In the brain, it's medulla oblongata. Turn in a direction. Slower. Stop. Keep contact. Slowly, other direction. Stay contacted with your emotion. If it went away, it went away. If it's still there, stay focused. There is shame. Someone is experiencing shame. Who is it? Okay, shame of misperceiving. Good. You're honest with yourself. Good. Bring your hand down. You will blow on your right hand. Okay, it's not wind. It's pure consciousness you're blowing. Ah, see? There's an intention. So the air will carry the intention. If you just blow, I mean, you're blowing for nothing. You have to have the intention of blowing in the energy. So it just dissolves. When you become a mage, you practice yourself at dissolving in the energy. Le phase. Or you just go wipe it out. Alright? So now this part, perceive how you perceive. The jade gate is the part of us that resists the most to change. Because of perception. I just love your mind. It's so cool. Okay? So you are going to be aware of yourself and say, okay, now I'm going to start observing reality and the universe in a different way. Because now it is based on truth, true intention, true understanding, true oneness, true experience, true presence, embodied or physically experienced, manifested, tangible, okay? Cool. Now everything is going out through the third eye, just flowing. It's okay. You are receiving tremendous stimulation to your kundalini. Because when the soul embodies and gets to the Yowan, it triggers the kundalini at the base. It goes, just go, wow, now I can exist in this body. It is about time. And now energy comes and everything, everywhere it blocks, it'll show you. Okay? Right? Now we relax. We really need to relax. You can softly do it. Pick just one vowel. Do all 5 and the 6th. The 6th one, the N, the embodiment. You can do the 5 vowels. But if you really want to get the experience, you'll have to spend many times 10 minutes in just and feel presence of there. And then many times 5-10 minutes in ooh, and look, everything is experience. Ooh. We're eventually going to transform those as lu, la, lu, lo, le, li. Okay, we're gonna get there to gain more wisdom. Eventually, in fact, that's the final aim. You're going to take the 22 letters and they will each be experienced with the 5 intention or levels of the state of being. So there's a whole lot of work to do for those who want to charge that, okay? It takes about 5 minutes for a while. So you make your own structure, make your own thing. But some people say, okay, I have 22 months. First month is the silence the silence E, the silence O, for 1 month. And then second month, I go to B, Be, Bo. And then you do all 22 letters like this. First letter being silence with A, E, E, O, U, A. Okay? So doing the 22-month process is good. You just find a way to do it every day. And you become so incarnate in it, so you feel it so much that then when you speak a mantra, it's so efficient because you don't resist anything about its pure experience. You allow it in. So then instead of charging a mantra 9 malas a day for 12 days, you say it about 5 times, once. And you isolate the experience and stay there. And after an hour of gazing on one experience, synthesizing Om, synthesizing only Mani, then synthesizing only Padme, 5 letters, Padme, and then Hum, expression of an experience in all things, Hum. Then you get those, Om Mani Padme Hum. Experience of the so precious consciousness in all things. And you feel it. So then you don't need to do the mantra. But then you use the mantra for fun. Like when I do the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, I create states of being in people. I like that. Like that. And I hand in your back. That was Om Mani Padme Hum. That's a bit of theory. A little bit of meat around the bone. Yeah, time. For fun. Open my briefcase. There are 3 malas there. Push it open completely. Okay, there are 3 malas there. Pick them up. I have no stool, so I'm gonna use the altar. Bring me a chair or something so I can put them there. Yeah. Just here. Made another one. First one blew and exploded everywhere. She actually ate her bead to get the Maha experience as much as she could. That was cool. Bring me the onyx mala, the buri bead next to it. Yeah. This one, buri bead, yes. Bring me the tiger eye. Yeah. And bring me a 12 millimeter bring me a wood mala. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So, wood mala for fun. Okay. This is my typical wood mala I've been using for the last few months. Typical wood mala. Why wood? Wood is used, this is what you have. Wood is used to carry life force. Why? Because it grew that way. Okay, no complication. Any type of wood was born and grew while flowing energy, okay, and its consciousness, the pure intention of what is flowing life. So, wood mala, because it's lighter than rock, will be useful for healing, life force, and all these stuff. The biological experience. Who has the Rudraksha? Can I have your Rudraksha mala? Yeah? Thank you. Rudraksha mala. Rudraksha mala is a seed. Difference between wood and seed.
I'm not understanding your phraseology. What are you saying? How are you pronouncing it?
Rudraksha.
Rudaksha?
Ru.
Ru?
Dr.
Dr.
A.
Ah.
Rudra.
Rurata.
Plant seed malas. And until you get used to Sanskrit, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's cool. Rudraksha. It's like dragon, draken, drak, ru, drak, sha. Okay. And it's normal not to be used. What's the difference between a seed mala and a wood mala? It's organic. A seed has everything inside it to reproduce what it is meant to be. So Rudraksha linked to the creator and the created. Okay? This is why the Hindu love it for Brahma and Vishnu process. And this is a Shiva mala. Is it? One, two, three, four. Oh, yeah, it's a Shiva mala. Thank you. Seeds, like the mala made of buri bead, that is this one. This is buri bead. It's made of seeds. It will have to be washed because there's a bit of goo remaining from when it was colored. Okay, so you just wash it, but it's stranded with steel. Okay, it's a special wire, seven strands of steel, so it won't break. If I throw it like this, bring it back. Okay. Yeah. So why did I do that for? Okay, so a seed. This is also a wood seed, okay? It's a buri bead, okay? And it carries what it is supposed to have, what it is meant to reproduce, okay? So everything for creators, those who want to manifest. I mean, you can manifest with a wood one, okay? You can manifest with a rock. But it's mostly the experience of creator created, okay? And not the idea of reproduction. Here I have a 8mm red jasper mala. Red jasper is rock. Okay, there's a property of red jasper. Okay, as opposed to the blue sodalite I have there, which is another type of rock, which is blue, meant for peace and understanding stuff. This is about life force. Okay, incarnation of life force. Okay, and we use these little manas because they're light. 8mm rock is light. Okay, rock. What is rock? Structure, organized, chemical components. Okay, it's not necessarily about life. It's about whatever took form. It's before life, before organic. It's whatever is taking form. Okay, so the project managers, okay, the organizers, those who like to teach, okay. But it's just an influence because you can take your wood mala and it will not define you. It is a minor, very minor influence. Then we're going to go over the colors. So why is there 8mm rock, 10mm rock, and 12mm rock? 10mm rock is a bit heavier. You feel it more. It's easier to embody. Okay? Because it's heavier. It just gives you a feeling of more presence. Okay? So you have a 10mm.
I couldn't find any 12 online.
Cool. If anyone wants beads, malas of any type, shape, size, you want a lapis lazuli, pure grade A mala, we can build it. Okay? Now we found a source of just about anything, and we got a commercial account because all these malas were built by, the ones I have, were built by people who study with me or my wife or myself. Okay, we just sit around and bead and clamp stuff and do stuff together. So if you're looking online for something specific regarding a mala or any prayer tool that I'm going to present, you just contact me and we'll find a way to produce yours. But a lapis lazuli grade A will cost you $450. So you should not invest that much in a mala. Okay. Unless you're a freak of Egypt and you really want it. Okay. These ones, 10 millimeters, are about $50, and these ones are $80. These are all 12 millimeters true tiger eye rocks, and they cost something. Okay, they don't come cheap. So why this? This is a quartz crystal that was heated, so it was fractured a bit. Okay, so to give it its snowflake approach, and it's for everything that is quartz. So just pure, untainted nature of things, structure. This is the very basic mala that has no other influence than just whatever you put in there. Okay, it'll accept anything, it won't change it, won't influence it, and it's not a healer mala. Healer mala will be a wooden or a seed mala. Okay, 12 millimeter is heavier. If you do 9 malas per day with that, with your major, you're going to, after 1 or 2 malas, you're going to get a pain here in your tendons. Okay. And if you do it with a thumb, you're going to have a pain in the muscle here at the base of the thumb. Okay, it's intense. When you charge mantras, and you really want to charge a mantra with your spellcasting mala. Spellcasting mala is a heavy rock mala that is spelt. It's heavy, it's present. It's for mages and spellcasters and stuff like that. Okay, you do 1 mala with your spellcasting mantra, and then you put it around your neck, and then you'll take your wood mala and continue your 8 other repetitions. Okay, but you have it on you, so you tap into that, because second beat. And then you go like this, okay? At least it gives a break in between each mantra. What if you go, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. You're moving like this, you're just bodybuilding your finger, okay? And this is my personal spellcasting mala. I like it with the golden aspect. And I take it black onyx because I wear black, I guess. Is it a trend? Not really. Has to do with vacuity and what comes out of it. And it's very structured and dark and dense. Bang! Okay. So, what?
I didn't understand the word you said. It has to do with what?
In vacuity. Vacuum, void, nothingness,
okay.
emptiness.
Thank you.
Vacuity is a very rare word, but we use it very often in Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, especially Taoism. Okay? So this is spellcasting mala that you would like to charge the dharanis. They're not mantras, they're dharanis. Mantras is something you spell, use repeatedly and focus on. Dharani is a spell, like in spellcasting. Okay? It's like a mantra, but it doesn't really start with Om. You just take concepts and you bind them together. Like Dajvali Mahajvali is enflamement, great immense enflamement from beyond the universe that comes down and dances around my waist to burn everything, produce, help, sustain me and support me, and dances again against my waist. Okay, so you got this flame that comes into you and starts to swirl everywhere around you, and it destroys every negative force. Okay. So you can find this in the Lotus Sutra, chapter 26. But those who really want to charge them, I'm going to send you a chart to explain each word and everything. And for fun, you can take my explanation and look at the letters and try to go feel it. And say, oh, this is why it works that way. This is why they built the mantra that way. Okay. Now, this is my personal mala that I want back in my case. And all of those have to go back there. And the red jasper and the crystal mala, I've used them, but I'm putting them there if someone wants to buy them. They're kind of pre-charged by whatever. Maybe the red jasper, not, but the quartz crystal is cool. It's $50. That's almost the cost.
What did you say the properties of the tiger are?
Tiger eye, I didn't mention it. Tiger eye is multi-level perception. What the Kujian knows as Retz. Okay? Me. Okay. You have all these wonderful books that describe the properties of rock. And actually, they got 200 rocks in there, and they have 5 properties described because this rock does that and that and that and that and that and that. And there's so much. They put in so much. Go to the core essence of a rock if you really want to get it. There's difference between black onyx and black obsidian. Okay? Black obsidian still have the mix match of the usually snow obsidian, but the snow part is also black. Okay, so you still have this mix of primordial swirl, where onyx is just pure vacuity that came. It's black, but there's a slight difference. You're gonna get it by meditating. Okay, just try it if you want. So that was fun. That was entertaining. That was intellectual. That was just to get you to relax from the states of being, the very empowered states that we got this morning. Because we're gonna do other stuff this afternoon, which will require our brain to be relaxed. Now, everyone needs a mala. Oh, there's a 21 bead. Can you give me a 20 millimeter 21 bead mala? Yeah. Yeah, the big one. Yeah. 21 bead, 20 millimeter. It's a hand mala. The 21s, that's when you charge Adande Dandapati Dandavarte Dandakushale Dandasudare Sudare Sudarapati Budapashane Sarvadaranya Vartani Sarvandasha Vartani Suavartani Samka Parikshani Sanganaragatani Yasamge Samka Bakaritria Vasangatuya Haradeparapati Savasamka Samatikanate Sarvadarama Suparikshite Sarvasadvaru Takoshalinagade Simhavikride Home. Next speed. Okay? You do 21 per day, not 108. Okay? The basic approach is 21 per day. And when you get to the little Avalokiteshvara here, little medal, it means that you're done. Okay? So you can count on your fingers, you do whatever you want. It's just that, and then you don't wear this around your neck or. Okay? You just, I don't know. You put it back on your altar. And sometimes you put it back like this, or if you have a very big Buddha, you can put it around its head, but now we're just going to crush him over the weight of the way. So, and there's an Avalokiteshvara here because it was first built for the Namo Ratnatrayaya, Namo Hariyavalokiteshvaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasadaya, Marakarinkaya, and goes on for about 5 minutes per beat. No, 3 minutes per recitation?
A little over 2 minutes.
A little over 2 minutes. Okay, so 21. Okay, just in case you wanted to know. Put them back. Put them all back.
Oh.
Thank you. Okay. General knowledge, less intensity, no squish squish in the microphone. Crick, crack, crack. Like the Rice Krispies. Snap, crackle, pop. He's going to hate me. Everyone who intend to do mantras or learn about mantras should have malas. Most of those, Richella and Jerry will keep them here. Okay, so you can just take Ziplocs or bags, throw in them there with your little price description so you can know it. And if someone wants it, you can sell it. And then if you want to, if you accumulate a pool, you can wait 3 months when you see me, or just give it to Corey when you can. Okay. The aim of this morning was to get you an idea of the first instance of creation and to exist consciously as a soul in the body, so that everything else will make sense. So when we make gi, you have this idea of movement intention, not movement doing it. Which is ga is really the movement itself. Gu is feeling, experiencing movement. Go is everywhere. Everything moves. Gay is not heterosexual. It's so gay. I use these to stimulate your mind just for fun. Okay, it's like bait. It's a bait for your ego to say, "Okay, I'm going to keep studying," and I've mastered that. This is why I mastered bait. That's not expected. And there was this girl. Enlightened masters don't speak like that. No, they don't. I'm not enlightened. Doesn't exist. There's this great, wonderful guy, Richard Colmar, wrote me a letter once, and I loved it. He maybe overestimated me, but according to his experience, he liked it. So he wrote to me, "I just went to one day of your seminar. Second day didn't come. Just went to one day of seminar," because he was a 30-something years experienced Buddhist monk and priest. You were there. And he couldn't bear it. And he wrote to me a letter saying, 6 months after or something, that he battled with it. I don't act like a Buddhist. I don't act like a priest. I don't speak, dress, or behave like a Buddhist. Everything I do is not conform to everything that he has ever learned. And he said, you don't fit any of the possible description of what you say you are. Of enlightened, of Buddhist, of priest. Nothing works. Doesn't fit. Like, he's seen a lot of those, of many cultures. And so what troubled me most is that while listening to you, you provide the teaching exactly as the Buddha said, and I've been 30 years just a bit below the true understanding of it. So can I please become your disciple? So that was a nice letter you wrote to me.